and she joined King's College to use X-ray techniques to study the structure of DNA, then one of the hottest topics in science. Franklin upgraded the X-ray lab and got to work, shining high-energy X-rays on tiny, wet crystals of DNA. But the academic culture at the time wasn't very friendly to women, and Franklin was isolated from her colleagues. She clashed with Maurice Wilkins, a lab mate who assumed Franklin had been hired as his assistant. But Franklin kept working, and in 1952, she obtained Photo 51, the most famous X-ray image of DNA. Just getting the image took 100 hours. The calculations necessary to analyze it would take a year. Meanwhile, the American biologist James Watson and the British physicist Francis Crick were also working on finding DNA's structure. Without Franklin's knowledge, Wilkins took Photo 51 and showed it to Watson and Crick. Instead of calculating the exact position of every atom, they did a quick analysis of Franklin's data and used that to build a few potential structures. Eventually, they arrived at the right one. DNA is made of two helicoidal strands, one opposite the other, with bases at the center like rungs of a ladder. Watson and Crick published their model in April 1953. Meanwhile, Franklin had finished her calculations, come to the same conclusion, and submitted her own manuscript. The journal published the manuscripts together, but put Franklin's last, making it look like her experiments just confirmed Watson and Crick's breakthrough, instead of inspiring it. But Franklin had already stopped working on DNA and died of cancer in 1958.